won the toss. They will receive Norm Johnson, 8-year man from UCLA, kicking to Dave Meggett and Mark Ingram. Johnson with the line drive, handled by Meggett. To the 10. Has the opening. Out across the 30-yard line. Good return by Meggett, who comes in averaging just under 20 per return. M.L. Johnson on the stop, 30-yard kickoff return. The Giants with that big offensive line. Elliott, Roberts, Oates, Moore, and Riesenberg. Bill Sims, who made his return last week against the Rams after missing a couple of games with an ankle injury. And a look at the Giants when they go to the 4 wide. Ingram and Baker come on. 1st and 10 from the 33. Giants looking to establish the running game. O.J. Anderson, who last week carried 9 times for only 7 yards, getting the call. Seahawk front 7. Jacob Green, who sat out last week with a bruised knee, is in there along with Nash and Franklin, to replace the injured Jeff Bryant. And in passing situations, this is the alignment for the Seahawks. They come with 7, count them, 7 defensive backs. This is the normal secondary. Also, we see the master of the sack, Rufus Porter, check in. Again to the ground. Anderson with the first down. Tony Woods, outside linebacker, making the stop.
Marv, 2 points here at the outset of the game. One, Giants began that first series of plays with 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers, and 1 running back. Secondly, both Jacob Green and Jeff Bryant are in the defensive front 3 for the Seattle Seahawks. So Bryant and Green healthy enough to play.
Bryant, a surprise in that he is playing. He sat out last week with bruised ribs. First out at the 45-yard line. Anderson weaving his way. O.J. Anderson with 8 more. He is stopped by Jeff Bryant. Anderson has now gone over the 9,000-yard mark over his illustrious career.
I've looked what the Giants are doing here. Here's one tight end. Here's the other tight end. They're stretching this defense out, this 34 defense, and O.J. Anderson is just right straight up the middle. Good job of blocking up front. Anderson does a good job of picking the spot. That's a nice 9-yard pickup.
Now the Giants with Carthon and the rookie Lewis Tillman in the backfield. Sims to throw it. Sims throwing deep. Intended for Odessa Turner. Well, the Giants starting out on the ground last week in the 31-10 loss to the Los Angeles Rams. They accounted for only 6 yards rushing.
Yeah, well, they've already eclipsed that in the first series of the game. You can see that that 9-yard pickup does a great deal of good for the Giants, because in 2nd down and 1, maybe 1.5, they go with a play action pass deep.
It will be a 3rd down and 2 at the Seattle 47.
Extra offensive linemen in there, extra tight ends in there for the Giants.
And it's a reverse. Turner. First down and more. He went for 13 on the beautifully executed reverse play.
Giants have dominated throughout this season for one reason and one reason alone on offense, and that is time of possession. You see the whole play unfold in front of you. Odessa Turner also has a personal escort out there in front of him. Frank Winters, 69, gets a block on 21 Moyer. First down pickup. Giants certainly in tune here.
Anderson now the lone deep back. First down at the 33. Anderson getting inside. Check that. Lewis Tillman getting inside the 30. Glasgow and Bryant combining on the stop. Tillman, a 4th-round draft pick out of Jackson State. Man who broke Walter Payton's career rushing records at Jackson State.
That is a severe accomplishment. That is outstanding. And he's one of the young guys on the team, replacing O.J. Anderson, the oldest active running back in the NFL.
Turner left, Manuel right, 2nd and 6. And again Tillman. Tillman running hard inside the 25, bumped down by Wyman, and Robinson picked up 5. on the play.
Again, you can see Cross, 87 in motion. The up front offensive linemen of the Giants doing a great job, and that motion is stretching the Seattle defense. They're staying with the double tight end offense.
Sims with a 3rd and 2 from the 25. And Anderson picks up the first down. Dwayne Hopper, of the left cornerback, on the hit. Yesterday after practice, talking with Bill Parcells, we asked Bill any regrets concerning the Giants remaining in Arizona for 2 weeks rather than returning home with back-to-back games at Phoenix and at Anaheim. And Bill said, well, he still feels it's the correct decision. What are your thoughts about that?
Actually, I like it for conditioning, but I don't like it for the young players on the team. Those are the ones that are affected the most when you stay down there for 2 weeks.
This is the 9th play of the drive. And a nice hole. And good running by Anderson. 9 more for O.J. Anderson.
Well, one of the strengths that's going to be there for a long time is the offensive line of the New York Giants. 4 new young starters up there with Bart Oates, the center. And look at all the people that they get on the ground and out of position. I mean, O.J. is not touched until he's about 6 yards down the field, and this is what you would call your classic dominating opening drive of a football game.
Nice way to celebrate a 32nd birthday. 2nd down and 1. Little hesitation, and this time Anderson is stopped behind the line by the nose tackle Joe Nash and the right defensive end Jeff Bryant. Around the scoreboard, Kansas City and Cleveland now tied at 10. Marty Schottenheimer making his return to Cleveland. Cincinnati led by Boomer Esiason leading Detroit. Pittsburgh has moved in front of San Diego. These all in the 4th quarter. Miami leading Dallas. They have come from behind. New England,
what is going
over
on?
Buffalo 30-24. And as we mentioned earlier, Philadelphia Eagles now with a 10-9 lead. Tampa Bay looking to make it a sweep of the Chicago Bears, and a final. New Orleans knocks off Atlanta. Short of the first down.
Marv, in our conversation with the defensive coordinator of the Seattle Seahawks, Tom Catlin, yesterday, this is his worst fear. He admitted his defense is not big, and also admitted that the Giants' offensive line and running backs are big. There's Tom Catlin, silver jacket. He has the menu on his arm to waggle in, sign in the defenses to the Seahawks, but the size of the Giants is just overpowering Seattle at this point.
3rd down and 1, and Maurice Carthon getting the call. It appeared he picked it up, took the hit from the inside linebacker Darren Como. So 1st down for the Giants. The ball spotted at the 11. We welcome those of you who have been watching Pittsburgh and San Diego. The Steelers knocking off San Diego by the score of 20-17. Marv Albert with Bob Trumpy with 5.5 gone by in this 1st quarter at Giants Stadium. Giants with a long drive on the slant. O.J. Anderson, who has run so effectively during the course of the drive, stopped by David Wyman, and a penalty marker is down. First flag of the day. The referee is Fred Wyant.
60 moved up. Illegal substitution, number 66. Played an eligible position, then moved to an ineligible position without going out one play. Why is that illegal?
You may have heard someone question, why is that illegal? And now the explanation is being provided.
These guys certainly know that, but what happens when an illegal number comes in and plays an eligible position? It's announced to the defense. So what happens is the defense then covers that guy like he's a tight end. When he goes ineligible, then you must also report to the official that he's now ineligible, so you're not trying to confuse, trick, or run a palpably illegal play in the NFL. Roberts gets caught, 5-yard penalty.
Palpably illegal, as opposed to...
Lawyer word.
Yes.
Extremely illegal.
Earlier, William Roberts was an eligible receiver right at the start of the drive. And this is being marked off. So the ball spotted back at the 16.
Marv, I have a feeling that was the intent of the play, though, to cover him up. And I also have a feeling that the coaching staff of the Giants just learned a rule in the NFL.
Well,
see the hand signals coming in from Ray Hanley. He's the running back coach. He's dressed in red. Parcells there just to his left.
It is now a 1st and 15 at the 16-yard line. Meggett is now flanked to the left side.
Wide open.
Touchdown! The rookie Howard Cross on a 16-yard pass play. And for Cross, it is his first NFL score. Phil Simms throwing his 10th touchdown of the season. Howard Cross, a 6th-round draft pick, who will see even more action, what with Mark Bavaro placed on injured reserve yesterday. So the 2 tight ends now are Zeke Moat and Howard Cross. From time to time, we'll see Carthon or Roussan lined up as an extra tight end. And now here's Bjorn Nitmo, the man who replaced Raul Allegre, connecting on his first placement attempt. A rookie from Appalachian State, and yes, he is shaken up off that extra point kick.
He got really hammered by Dwayne Harper, and it looked like Carl Banks, 58, the man in the corner, basically ran Harper right into the kicker. But you can see Nitmo shaking his arm there. They already got Allegre on the bench, and they had to activate Nitmo late in the week.
And Raul Allegre was placed on injured reserve.
Marv, that touchdown. Here is the tight end Cross. He is totally uncovered as he comes down through the middle. You can see the Seahawks are trying to get up front pressure on Phil Simms, and I think they just forget Cross. Look, he goes by the outside linebacker, and he's wide open. That's an awful easy score against a defense that I think is a very good defense. Watch once again. On the outside, Hunter is hit by Banks, who then goes into Nitmo, who then lands on, Harper, who then lands on his shoulder.
Well, Bjorn shaking it off. He was born in Sweden. Place kicker, a soccer star in high school in Enterprise, Alabama. Now lives in Boone, North Carolina. In fact, we were told yesterday that a Swedish television crew came here to do an interview with Bjorn Nitmo, and they received a bit of a shock because they're looking to talk to a Swedish countryman, and he has a thick southern drawl because he grew up in Alabama. Elroy Harris on the return. Moving across the 30-yard line, a 20-yard kick return. Dwayne Giles on the stop. Set for an update. Let's go to Bob Costas, NFL Live.
All right, Mark, with less than 2 minutes to play in Foxborough, New England has the lead on Buffalo 30-24. They took it when Maurice Hurst intercepted this pass by Jim Kelly and ran it in. Meanwhile, Miami has beaten Dallas, so if Buffalo loses, the Dolphins tie the Bills for first place in the AFC East, though Buffalo has the tiebreakers because they have beaten Miami twice head-to-head. Of interest to Giant fans, too, the Eagles just beat Minnesota 10-9. Marv?
All right, Bob, Seattle to the offense for the first time. They are down by the score of 7-0. Kurt Warner is driven back, and like the Giants, although the Seahawks problems much greater, the Seahawks attempting to establish a running game. It has been invisible in recent weeks. Andy Heck, the rookie from Notre Dame, starting again at the left tackle position, replacing Ron Mattis. John L. Williams and Kurt Warner have not done it on the ground. Kelly Stauffer replacing Dave Craig at quarterback, and in the shotgun, Scansey and Clark come on. 2nd down and 9. Seattle from their 34. Giants 7. And the Seahawks nothing. Here's the fullback, John L. Williams, and he is stopped by Lawrence Taylor. Lawrence Taylor last week not able to get into it. The Rams stayed away from him. As a result, Taylor had only 2 unassisted tackles. And we'd like to welcome those of you who have been watching Miami and Dallas. The Dolphins making it, as Bob mentioned a moment ago, record of 7 up and 4 down. Dallas now 1-10 Marv Albert with Bob Trumpy from Giant Stadium. 6:50 to go in the first quarter. Seattle looking at a 3rd down and 9. Stauffer to throw. And he completes to Largent right at the 1st down marker. Picked up 9 on the play. Largent bumped out by Perry Williams. And the Giants front 7 with Washington, Howard, and a banged-up Leonard Marshall up front. The outside men in the linebacking core, perennial All-Pros Carl Banks, Lawrence Taylor. And in passing situations, you see Sheldon White and Greg Cox check in. Seattle 1st down at the 44. Kelly Stauffer's only previous activity this season in the season opener against the Eagles when he went 2 for 6. Big hole for John L. Williams. And that has to make Chuck Knox feel a bit better because Brown Chuck has been non-existent in recent weeks. John L. Williams going for 21 yards.
Marv, that run by John L. Williams matches the longest the Seahawks have had in 1989. Warner had a 21-yarder. Good blocking up front. They go with 2 tight ends. Williams cuts it back. It looked like the Giants were coming with a blitz, a safety blitz on the outside. So there's not that second level of tackler there. Big pickup, and it's got to lift the spirits of this football team.
Kelly Stauffer last season filled in for Dave Craig when he suffered a shoulder injury. Played well, won 3 and lost 3 as a starter. Here's Warner. Kurt Warner running hard for 5. That reception a moment ago for a 1st down by Steve Largent made it 172 straight games in which Largent has caught at least 1 pass. All right, later scores. Kansas City, Cleveland tied it 10 in the 4th. Cincinnati rolling over Detroit. Boomer Esiason, 3 touchdown passes. Pittsburgh, as you know, beat San Diego. Miami with the victory. New England on top of Buffalo, and Philadelphia knocks off Minnesota. 2nd down 6 at the Giant 31. Stauffer with the short flip. Incomplete. John L. Williams not able to hang on.
Several reasons why Kelly Stauffer replaces Dave Craig. 1, a much bigger athlete. 2, a stronger arm. 3, a fresher arm. But in our conversation with him yesterday, I said, Kelly, have you thrown to any of his receivers? And he says, no, I've been throwing to the developmental guys. So I've had 99% of the snaps this week in preparation. But he is coming into this game throwing 173 passes in the NFL, his 2nd season. He's their quarterback of the future.
3rd down 6. Stauffer with a bullet, and he completes for the 1st down to Jeff Chadwick. An 8-yard advance. Chadwick out of Grand Valley State. 7th season in the NFL, waived by Detroit back in September, signed by Seattle as a free agent.
This is where Seattle excels. They have 4 wide receivers that can play with anybody. They're very, very good receivers when it comes to bump and run, which you just saw the Giants try to do with Thompson. They're very quick. They're not fast, but they're very, very quick, good zone receivers.
1st down for Seattle at the Giant 21. Here's Williams looking to pick his way. Eric Howard, the nose tackle, on the stop, and a penalty marker is down in the secondary. Another one comes flying.
That's Donnie D, the tight end, and Lawrence Taylor. And here's the matchup. The tight end Donnie D, just picked up last week by the Seattle Seahawks, against Lawrence Taylor, and he pulls him down by the shirt. Lawrence doesn't like that.
Holding, number 81, personal foul. Number 56, no play, replay, 1st down.
I see Lawrence Taylor lost his cool there. Sometimes you have to allow that guy to take the shot at you and then let the officials control the football game.
Well, Bob, earlier on NFL Live in an interview with O.J. Simpson, we heard the philosophy, the explosive philosophy of Lawrence Taylor explained.
Well, but at the same time, you do have to use some intelligence out there on the football field. And he's a player who can dominate a game anytime he wants to dominate a game. but it's senseless to take a dumb penalty. You may prove something to the tight end you're across from, but you also hurt your football team.
He was winding up, unleashing a Mike Tyson right hand with the tight end Donnie D. 4:03 remaining. First quarter, Giants with a 7-0 lead on the 16-yard touchdown pass. Sims to the tight end Cross. And the Seahawks in the midst of a good drive. John L. Williams is stopped as he got inside the 20-yard line. Carl Banks was right there. Last Sunday, the Seahawks lost to the Browns 17-7. Browns holding Seattle to 180 yards of offense, intercepting 3 passes. And Seattle with a host of problems, particularly in the fumble department, where Dave Craig has had major difficulty on the snap, which you would think would be a simple requirement. There's Craig, sidelined today, replaced by Kelly Stauffer. 2nd and 8 at the Giant 19. Stauffer throwing for the end zone. And the closest man to it was the free safety, Terry Kennard. Brian Blades was the intended receiver.
Tried to put touch on it. Tried to put touch on this ball and just threw it a little too high. Good pass protection. You see the big matchup of the day, Lawrence Taylor versus Andy Heck. This ball is just overthrown. So now Seattle in a spot where they don't like. 3rd down and 8, but this is the best part of their offense. The 4 wide receivers.
Steve Largent telling us last night, this is the one part of the offense that has not been constrained. Stauffer had the time, and he will go short of the 1st down. Picked up a couple. Pepper Johnson on the cover. Stauffer could not find a receiver, and the field goal unit will check in. Norm Johnson, who is 9 for 15 on the season, will come on.
Now look, watch what Stauffer does here. He doesn't throw it, and then he hangs that football out there. That's what's happened to Dave Craig. That's why the ball has been knocked away from his hand, and he's suffered so many fumbles. Once he's running for the ball, you got to keep both hands on that football if you can.
New holder now for Seattle. Steve Largent will hold for Norm Johnson with the 3rd-string quarterback Jeff Kemp inactive. It's a 35-yard attempt for Johnson. And it's no good. We'd like to welcome those of you who are watching Buffalo and New England, with the Patriots up in Foxborough defeating the Buffalo Bills 33-24. So Buffalo now 7-4 for the season. And just seconds ago, Norm Johnson not able to hit on a 35-yard field goal attempt. 25-yard line. Patrick Hunter up from the right cornerback position to make the stop on the 3-year man from Fresno State. Stephen, the touchdown maker, Baker. 2nd down and 4. The ball placed at the 26-yard line. Giants 7, Seahawks nothing. 16-yard touchdown pass, Sims to the rookie tight end Howard Cross. And Norm Johnson not able to hit on a 35-yard field goal. Minute and a half left in this first quarter. Anderson, who has been a busy ball carrier in this first quarter, stopped by the nose tackle, Joe Nash.
Again, the concern by Seattle is the size of their defensive line against the size of the Giants' offensive line. Nash does a great job of playing off Bart Oates. But the Seattle Seahawks do not have big, strong defensive linemen. And to this point in the game, the Giants have just shoved them all over the field. They're staying with the 2 tight end offense, and it's spreading the defense out, so it makes a small defense even smaller.
3rd and 1. Cross in motion. And it is Anderson rolling forward for the 1st down. Clock is running. 35 seconds remaining in this first quarter.
Marv, watch the way Seattle tries to handle the lack of size. See the slant by everybody? Wyman, 92, goes inside. Green goes inside. O.J. Anderson recognizes that, cuts back against the grain.
Anderson, 38 yards, 8 carries, first down at the 32. Sims going sideline. The tight end Moat stopped at the 36-yard line. Gain of 4. Glasgow, the strong safety, on the tackle as time has run out. So that is the end of 1 here at Giant Stadium. Giants with a 7-0 lead. Welcome back to Giant Stadium. Marv Albert with Bob Trumpy as we get underway second quarter. Giants 7, Seahawks nothing. Giants second down and 5 to the outside. Anderson, and stopped inside the 40 by the strong safety Nesby Glasgow.
Glasgow and Robinson, 29 and 41 for the Seattle Seahawks. They're 2 safeties. These guys must make a lot of tackles for this defense to work. Their corners are not support people because of their smallish defensive linemen. These guys got to cheat the line of scrimmage. Robinson and Glasgow, the top 2 tacklers on the team. Extremely important to this defense.
It is a third down and 2 at the 40. Again, Anderson, and he is stacked up. And that charge led by the nose tackle Joe Nash. Well, the Giants had converted on their 3 previous third down attempts, and they're stopped right here.
They have also, through 10 games, gone for it 8 times on 4th down and made 8 times. So I wouldn't put it against Bill Parcells to give his team a shot. They're going to measure to see exactly how close it is.
It is short by that much.
Tough choice here. Oh, he's going to have Landeta punt.
So Bill Parcells will send on Sean Landeta, who had an excellent day against the Rams. A busy day last week, 7 punts, averaging 47 yards. The Giants last week had the ball for only 22 minutes. And
look, they're going for it. They moved into a normal situation.
And the Seahawks anticipating move up. 4th and inches.
They're trying to draw him off sides. And they get it.
It was picked up by Jeff Hostetler, who had checked in, replacing Phil Sims. Hostetler picking up the first down.
Well, that's 9 for 9 now on 4th downs through the '89 season. And that absolutely just is a kick in the stomach to the Seattle defense. They do a good job of stopping the Giants. The same thing happened in Seattle last week. They do a good job of stopping Cleveland and go out and run into the kicker. And the defense has got to come back on the field. Parcells tricked them.
Yes, Seattle scoring early on the touchdown pass from Craig to Blades, and they were finished, particularly after that roughing the kicker penalty taken by Rufus Porter. Ball batted away, intended for Howard Cross. It appeared that Alonzo Mitz, number 61, he goes 6'3", got a piece of it.
Pass was to go into the flat to the tight end to Cross. Sims drops back. You can see this is the 4th down conversion. You can see Hostetler coming up there underneath center. He's looking around. Landeta goes in motion. And then it's just a quarterback sneak to extend the drive.
And back to the live action. Anderson following his blocker for a short pickup. William Roberts led the way, and a flag has been thrown. Glasgow tripping up Anderson. And this against the Giants. The Giants and the Seahawks are not heavily penalized teams. In fact, they are at the other end of the spectrum. Referee chatting about it with Jacob Green.
Well, if they don't take the penalty, it'll be 3rd down and about 9. They take the penalty of
Cody, number 44, 10 yards, 2nd down.
They do take the penalty. Tough choice.
And it's called on the fullback, Maurice Carthon. It will be a 2nd and 20. The ball is back at the 44-yard line. Back to our conversation yesterday with defensive coordinator Tom Catlin mentioning, as you did before, Bob, that he's concerned about Seattle's lack of size, particularly against a big club like the Giants. He fears the Seahawks wearing down in the fourth quarter. Sims with time, lots of time, and completes. It's an 18-yard pickup as Dwayne Harper made the stop on Lionel Manuel, just shy of the first down.
Last year, Manuel had 65 catches for the season. This is just his 23rd. Great pass protection. You see Dwayne Harper outside. Plenty of time. Sims throws it high, and boy, does that make it. Watch the time he has. No real pressure whatsoever on Sims. Of course, last week, Rams all over him. Today, plenty of time.
Again, the left guard, William Roberts, announced as a eligible receiver. But it's Anderson for another first down. O.J. Anderson running so well. A penalty marker is thrown. Another flag is down.
This is Bob Costas in New York. Mike Tomczak off the bench for the Bears, replacing an ineffective Jim Harbaugh, remarkably throws 3 touchdown passes in a 3-minute span late in the fourth quarter. That one gave them the lead, but with 2 seconds to go, Donald Igwebuike hits from 28 yards out. There were 31 points scored in the last 4.5 minutes of the game. Tampa sweeps the season series with Chicago. They were 11-point underdogs today. They win at Soldier Field, 32-31. Marv?
Well, a penalty called again against the Giants off that last run by O.J. Anderson. The right guard, Eric Moore, is called for a hold, so the Giants now being hurt by penalties. It will be a 3rd down and 12 back at the 43. Sims from the shotgun goes sideline and has the first down with Stephen Baker. A 12-yard reception.
This does not look good for the Seahawks. Absolutely does not look good. The one thing that Chuck Knox teams do not like to do is get behind and get behind early. And so far, the Giants are dominating. Here's Baker right down here. Just a simple square out. There's nothing fancy about this. Very soft coverage by the corners. You see the corner backing off. Looks like Melvin Jenkins. Too much cushion. And Sims comes up with an easy completion for a first down. That's the defensive coordinator, Tom Catlin. He's hot already.
And Phil Sims has had his way. 5 for 7, 56 yards. Timeout has been taken now with 11:19 remaining in the second quarter.
Coach Parcells surprised me that he is insanely superstitious. We meet with him yesterday, and I sit on the wrong side of his table.
Well, Bob, in your case, I think every side would have been the wrong side.
Now, that's not fair. But he made me sit on the other side of the table, and then we talked. No timeout.
And they are resetting the clock to 30 seconds. Oh, well, yes, it is now resuming as Manuel goes into motion. And here is the flea flicker. Cross, the tight end, making some more out of it. It appeared that Cross was trapped. Wyman and Como with the opportunity, and Cross goes for 9. Well, a little chicanery being pulled here in the first half by Bill Parcells.
The flea flicker. But it's well covered by Seattle. They don't go for it. Cross is the outlet receiver. He doesn't catch many passes. That's just his 3rd of the season. And of course, with the Mark Bavaro out, they haven't gotten a great deal out of their tight ends, that is receiving wise, but good outlet receiver there, 2nd and short.
And this is Tillman running hard for the first down. The rookie from Jackson State, Lewis Tillman, goes for 11. Dwayne Harper on the stop. Some of the other later games, Raiders and Houston are tied at 7. Same for Green Bay and San Francisco. And the Rams, who last week beat the Giants to stop the 4-game losing streak in front of the Phoenix Cardinals. 10 minutes to go in the half. Marv Albert, Bob Trumpy, from Giant Stadium. Tillman getting the call again, running wide, running for the first down.
Well, they are blowing him off the ball, Marv. 12 yards on that carry by Tillman, and it wasn't hard work. 8 yards a carry. This is a simple sweep, and again, you can see the two tight ends over there doing a great job. Seattle's not done anything to adjust to that. The Giants are running both Mowat and Cross, and that's the side they run the sweep to, and Tillman turns it up nicely.
Lewis Tillman, a running back who does not have what can be called blinding speed, but great acceleration, and we have seen that. 14th play of the drive. First down at the 11, and this time Anderson under wraps. Jethro Franklin, who, as Chuck Knox told us, was lifted virtually out of the streets last week to the starting lineup, with the injury suffered by Jeff Bryant and Jacob Green. And Franklin played well against the Browns in his debut. A first-round player from Fresno State. There he is, number 90 from the developmental squad to starter. Bryant was out with bruised ribs, but he is back in action today, as is Green.
Although Bryant's out of there now.
Played briefly in the first quarter. Second down and 9. Sims again with the time, throwing the pass intended for the tight end Zeke Mowat. Sims thought he had him on target. Instead, a third down and 9.
Mowat from the far side of the field. He waits again. Sims with plenty of time. It looked like Mowat stopped the pattern a little bit. It was crowded. Here's Mowat right here. He just runs it down and in, and it looks like Sims leads him ever so slightly. You see the confusion back there? People all over the place, but can't quite make the completion.
Third down and 9. Sims on the run, throwing. Odessa Turner had the 6 and dropped it.
Maybe you should consider Velcro. Come on, Odessa. I can mail it to you and you'll get it, but I can't throw it any better.
It is a big target, too, at 6'3", and it will be a first field goal attempt for the Giants' new kicker, the rookie from Sweden, by way of Appalachian State, Bjorn Nitmo. Giants have had the ball for over 8 minutes. Here is Nitmo, and it is no good. A 27-yard attempt that hit the upright.
Marv, this is weird, because the first kick he had in preparation for today, he lined up at the other end, kicked it from about 30 yards, hit the upright. I swear to you, that's the truth. We stood right here and watched him.
During practice, so Nitmo not able to hit. We'll be right back.
Nitmo's first NFL field goal attempt. Watch what happens at the end. He sees pressure, doesn't follow through properly, and of course that's understandable. Here's a young man who has just made his first field goal attempt in the NFL.
A little gun shy after he took a hit from Dwayne Harper when he kicked the extra point. Kurt Warner stopped by the strong safety, the rookie from Eastern Kentucky, Myron Guyton, who has played very well. And Derek Fenner has come on, replacing John L. Williams. Fenner, a North Carolina rookie. Second down and 3 off that 7-yard pick up the ball at the 27. The Giants, who ran for only 6 yards last week, have picked up 97 on the ground, but that 8-minute drive for naught. And you can see the Giants controlling matters here in the first half, but lead only 7-0. Now here's Fenner with nowhere to go, and flags are thrown. Lawrence Taylor getting credit for the stop. Derek Fenner with his first carry in the NFL. But a hold against Seattle.
Well, the missed field goal by the Giants breathes new life into the Seattle Seahawks. Sweep left. They're running at Lawrence Taylor. 66 to call is on Andy Heck. And he's trying to block Lawrence Taylor. And I don't blame him for holding. You can't run over him. You can't go around him, and he won't negotiate. I'd grab him too.
He will not negotiate, huh?
No, not out there.
Andy Heck, a first-round draft pick from Notre Dame. A tight end until his senior year for the Fighting Irish. Second down, 13, back at the 17. 8 minutes to go in this first half. Stopper for Largent. And he has the first down. Mark Collins on the tackle. Largent, who spent all day yesterday shopping for a birthday gift for his wife. I know, Bob, you were very helpful with suggestions. Steve Largent, future Hall of Famer, with his second catch of the day.
Actually, he had already had the gift. He was looking for a card and taking suggestions from everyone where he could get it. And we sent him, our producer Glenn Adamo sent him right down the street. He was happy about that. Largent, one of the trickiest receivers to have ever played the game. I don't think he made the Seahawks because of his foot speed, but he is a very clever receiver, still at his advanced age.
And that is 35 years old, advanced age NFL-wise. Warner fumbles.
Oh, it's down. It's down. They're calling it down.
Leonard Marshall recovered, but it will be Seattle ball. The ruling that Kurt Warner was down and the play dead. Edwin Bailey, the left guard, coming up limping following that play, and he is headed to the Seattle sideline.
Certainly no place here for Kurt Warner to run. It's a double pull with guard and tackle. You see Bailey, 65 and 66, Heck out there, and his elbow is down. And even though the ball is in the other hand, they're going to look at it. Let's see if we can pick it up again. The ground can't cause the fumble in the NFL. That ball is loose. See it over there right underneath Reasons, 55. Now the instant replay can overrule that, but you can see there is nothing of Kurt Warner touching the ground. Watch right under Gary Reasons. Let me see if I can even with our. You can see the ball loose. They're still reviewing. The ball is loose. This is going to be overturned, Marv. I don't.
Put 13 seconds on the 30-second clock. 13 seconds on the 30-second clock.
They have begun to run the clock, so they'll set it back.
But they're still reviewing. As long as the umpire stands over the ball, we know that they're still reviewing the play.
And the replay official is Fritz Graff.
13 seconds on the 30-second clock, please.
Now they're dealing with other matters. Now putting 13 seconds back on the clock has nothing to do.
After further review, the play stands.
Oh, wait a minute. Boy, oh boy.
We'll get another look at it after this play. It appeared the Seahawks got a big break. Second down, 11 on the 31. Stopper completing. And breaking a tackle, Brian Blades for the first down. He went for 12. All right, we're told the instant replay people have passed on the word that the whistle was blown. We have heard that one on several occasions, and so that is the reason that the Seahawks maintain possession. As we check the scores, Raiders and the Oilers tied at 7 in the second. Green Bay now moving in front of San Francisco 14-7, and the Rams extend 21-0 over the Phoenix Cardinals. 5.5 remaining in this first half. Seattle in possession. They're trailing the Giants 7-0. Incomplete. Well, as Guyton was the man covering the tight end, Donnie D.
Seahawks certainly have to take advantage of the missed field goal by Nitmo. That very generous play by the officials. They get some points on the board here. Chuck Knox teams historically have been very opportunistic. Well, they've had two great opportunities to begin this drive.
Second down, 10 at the 43. Warner and Fenner in the backfield. Stauffer overthrowing Steve Largent. And it was Guyton who got a hand on it. We're told that John L. Williams has been taken out of the lineup because of an ankle injury. You saw repairs being provided to Williams earlier in this quarter, so Derek Fenner has been getting the call, and it is said to be questionable as to whether Williams will return. Third down and 10. Big rush, stopper. It is picked off on the deflection. Carl Banks with his first interception of the season.
Ball went right through Paul Scansey's hands. You can see the 4 wide receiver set. Scansey is on the inside, and he's wide open. But, boy, this is room service for Carl Banks. He picks up the interception, and the Giants have the ball with great field position.
Following the Carl Banks interception, the Giants first down at the Seattle 45-yard line. Giants with a 7-0 lead. O.J. Anderson, who has run well here in the first half, stopped by the inside linebacker Darren Como. O.J. Anderson, in his 11th season out of the University of Miami, celebrating his 32nd birthday today. He is the oldest active starting running back in the NFL. Tony Dorsett is 35 years old, but he is out of action. So right now it is Otis Anderson. And a second down play, 2nd and 7. Sims dumping it off. Zeke Moat right at the first down marker, stopped by David Wyman and Nesby Glasgow.
Off through the first half of this game, there's 4:23 left in the first half. Look at the number of plays. Over the last couple of weeks, Seattle suffered from the same problem. They're only getting about 50 plays a game and 150 yards. They've only scored 17 points, and this game has already taken on the same personality as the last 2 losses by Seattle.
First down at the 35. 87 cross peeling off. Anderson again fighting the hole. A reminder to our viewers, we'll be selecting the Budweiser Most Valuable Player for today's game at the conclusion of the contest. Second down and 6. The Giants at the Seattle 31-yard line. All Giants in this first half, led by the combination of O.J. Anderson and the rookie Lewis Tillman. Anderson 53 yards on 14 carries. Tillman has run for 32 on 4 carries. 3:20 remaining in this first half. Sims goes sideline, and another first down. Moat on the reception. So Moat with his 3rd catch of the day. Run out by the free safety, Eugene Robinson. All the scores and highlights coming up at halftime with Bob and our O.J. Simpson. Raiders in Houston tied at 7. Green Bay maintaining the 14-7 lead, and it's the Rams over Phoenix by the score of 21-0. The halftime edition of NFL Live. There are the guys alongside the insiders, Bob. First down at the 25. And again, hard running by Tillman. Still short of the first down. Well, those of you who caught NFL Live earlier saw these developments with new NFL Commissioner Paul Tagliabue pointing out that the NFL drug policy is enforceable with or without a players' union. Bobby Beathard said the Redskins are a better team without Dexter Manley, and Marty Schottenheimer told us the real story of why I left the Browns is yet to be told. Tillman has stopped back behind the line. Schottenheimer telling Bob Costas he'll have it in his book. Glasgow made the stop on Tillman. As we approach the 2-minute mark, it is a 3rd down and 6 for the Giants.
Seattle now comes with their dime defense, which can be 6 or 7 defensive backs, and the Giants counter with Dave Meggett out of the backfield, but they're not going to run a play before the 2-minute warning.
We'll take a break. We'll be back with that Giant 3rd and 6 from the Seattle 21. A possession that this game would be out of hand in favor of the Giants. However, it is only 7-0 Giants with 2 minutes remaining in the first half. And a 3rd down play for the Giants. Meggett refusing to go down. He's close to the first down. Jacob Green and Nesby Glasgow on the tackle.
Marv, what you said about the time of possession in favor of the Giants is exactly the way their 8-win season is gone, and the lack of time of possession for Seattle is exactly the way Seattle's season is gone. Seattle's not had enough snaps, and the Giants are just dominating.
And it is short. It is a 4th down and 1, the 16, and they will go for it. Well, perhaps Bill Parcells thinking of that miss by the rookie Bjorn Nitmo.
Well, they're letting the 30-second clock run all the way down, and I think Parcells is buying himself some time here now to make a decision. They take a timeout. The Giants are 9 for 9 on 4th down conversions for the season, 1 for 1 today.
So the clock is stopped with 1:11 remaining in this first half. 4-yard field goal for the rookie Bjorn Nitmo, but Bill Parcells not going that route. Instead of 4th down and 1, Anderson to the outside, cuts in.
No.
And let's wait and see where they spotted. Seattle feels they held Anderson off.
Now, one thing you have to consider, the far side marker is unofficial. In every football game, there's an official marker that's the near side. The far side marker is unofficial, and the Seahawks players were saying it's not long enough. Here's the official. That's where the chain is. The other one is just a marker for the officials. It's going to be very, very close, but if the Giants miss it, it'll be their first miss in 1989 at 4th down.
Earlier, they picked one up on the fake punt. Hostetler came on for Sims, and he was able to rush for the first down, but that led to the field goal attempt by Nitmo from 27 yards, and he did not make it. The Giants do not make it here, so Seattle takes over on downs with 1:01 remaining in this first half, and the Giants with a 7-0 lead. We'll be back here at Giant Stadium.
And Roy Hart, defensive line, Como get over to the spot of attack where O.J. Anderson runs, and for one of the few times today, the Giants' offensive line not able to blow Seattle off the ball. And again, Seattle thwarts a drive by the New York Giants. Time of possession, Giants should be very comfortably in front, but only 7 points on the board.
And as Bill Parcells was telling us yesterday, this is what he feared, particularly with the inexperienced field goal kicker, Bjorn Nitmo. A close game going down the stretch. Seattle taking over. Kurt Warner on the head fake. Penalty marker is down. Gary Reasons making the stop of Warner, and it's against Seattle. Chuck Knox and his Seahawks are hanging in despite the statistical domination of the Giants. It is only 7-0 Giants on the touchdown pass
Holding
from Sims.
number 54 declined, 2nd down.
Sims to Howard Cross for the only score. The center Grant Fiesel called for the hold. 56 seconds remaining in the first half. Fiesel at center. Bailey is back in there. He and Millard at the guards. Wilson and Heck are at the tackles. 2nd down and 8. Scansey in motion. Warner stopped by Banks. So Warner continues to have his difficulties. 6 carries, 15 yards. That's been it.
No place for him to run. Giants take the timeout, and they want an opportunity for maybe their rookie kicker to try again before this half ends.
Timeout taken with 50 seconds to go in the half. Evening in the New Jersey Meadowlands. 32 degrees the temperature. 50 seconds to go. First half. And it's a 3rd down 7 for Seattle. They're trailing the Giants 7-0. Stuffer with the time, and Largent stepped out.
Not enough for the first down. You just did the Giants a favor. You don't get the first down, and you stop the clock with 46 seconds left. That's inexperience on the part of Kelly Stauffer. But you got about 3rd down and maybe 6 or 7 to go. And he takes the underneath route. Largent has no choice but to go out of bounds. You've just done the Giants a great favor.
And we will see the first punt of the day. Ruben Rodriguez, in his 3rd year from Arizona, is back at his 6th. Dave Meggett awaits the punt.
Good one.
Yes, Meggett has to drift back. Out to the 40. Took a hit bouncing off the tackler. 51-yard punt. Indeed a good one. And a 15-yard return by Meggett, who was stopped by Patrick Hunter. And we have 33 seconds left in this first half, and the Giants will begin operations at their 45-yard line.
This is the most lopsided 7-0 half I have ever seen.
The stats all Giants, but only the 7-0 lead, with Nitmo missing that 27-yard field goal. Sims for Meggett, and he'll stop the clock. Running it out, covered by Nesby Glasgow. 27 seconds remaining now in the first half. Check of the late games. Now Houston on a field goal by Zendejas from 20 yards away, leading the LA Raiders. Green Bay over San Francisco. 49ers best ever season was 15-1 back in '84. They are 9-1 going into today. 2nd out and 5 from midfield. Again, Sims with lots of time. Nice move by Meggett. Has the first down and tried to get out. Clock is running. Did not get out, so a timeout is taken with 14 seconds left.
Well, you can't blame the effort by Meggett. If the initial tackler gets him, he gains no yards, but it still cost him their final timeout.
We'll be back. Bob and OJ on the NFL Live edition of halftime. That is coming up with 14 seconds remaining in this first half. When we resume, first out of the 41, Giants out of timeouts. That is the rookie kicker, Bjorn Nitmo, who replaced Raul Alegre, who yesterday was put on the injured reserve list. And would like to welcome those of you who are watching Kansas City and Cleveland. Marty Schottenheimer returning to Cleveland Stadium, and they finish in a 10-10 tie. Kansas City and Cleveland.
It's one of Bud Carson's Super Bowls he mentioned. Schottenheimer returning to Cleveland.
Bring you up to date, those of you just joining us. As far as the statistical rundown is concerned, Giants have done it in every way except score. They do lead 7-0. And that an early touchdown pass from Sims to the rookie tight end Howard Cross. A 27-yard field goal was missed by Bjorn Nitmo. Giants have run off 39 plays to Seattle's 20. Penalty marker is down. Sims off the roll, throws it away with 8 seconds left in the half.
That flag was thrown right at the line of scrimmage. I think it's going to be against the Giants' illegal procedure. So now they're really in trouble with Nitmo.
Illegal motion, number 76. 5 yards, first down.
That's Jumbo Elliott, the left tackle. Now Parcells believes that Nitmo has a very strong leg. 27-yarder. He doesn't want it blocked. Seattle has certainly made a living on blocking kicks. Joe Nash has 3 blocked field goals this year, so Parcells may be very cautious with this play and whether or not he's going to use his field goal kicker.
So it is Sims with time running down, going sideline, and Stephen Baker did not look to get out of bounds.
No.
Time running down, a 21-yard pass. I don't know what Baker was thinking about. Phil Sims not pleased as Baker tried to make additional yardage out of it as he gave the spin move. And that's how this first half concludes.
At the end of the game or a half, you don't try to fight for inches. You want to save seconds. If he goes out of bounds there, Nitmar has got about a 42-yard field goal attempt, put the Giants up 10-0, at the end of the first half. He makes a glaring mistake there.
Well, he tried to put the move on Melvin Jenkins, did not see Nesby Glasgow came from behind to slow him down. So Bill Parcells cannot be pleased, leading the Seahawks only 7-0. The referee Fred Wyatt said that all was not set, so they'll do it again. Elroy Harris, David Hollis are the deep men. The Giants with a 7-0 lead on the Seahawks, although the Giants dominated statistically in the first half. Seattle crossing the 50-yard line only once during the first half. And here's Nitmo once again. He's replaced the injured Raul Alegre. Earlier missed a 27-yard field goal. It is played by Hollis. Straight ahead move. Getting up near the 25-yard line. A 20-yard return by Hollis in his third year from Nevada, Las Vegas. Adrian White on the stop. And that tells the story in terms of stats, but yet only 7 points on the board.
Total domination. Giants spent the entire first half in the Seahawks side of the field. And as you mentioned, the Seahawks' one trip across the 50 was a missed field goal by Norm Johnson from 35 yards. But this is a Seattle game. They keep it close to the end.
First out of the 25. Kelly Stoffer 5 for 10, 49 yards in the first half. Derek Fenner is pushed back. We'll have to wait and see where his forward progress is stopped. Fenner replacing John L. Williams, who was out with an ankle. In the backfield now with Kurt Warner. Derek Fenner, a rookie from North Carolina, a 10th round draft pick. He is at the fullback position, but he is more of a tailback type player. Inactive the first 8 games after leading the Seahawks in rushing in the preseason, and getting a shot right here.
Here again, a Seattle problem all season long. 2nd and 9. 2nd and 8. I'll give it that.
Got hit as he started to make his move. Eric Howard, the nose tackle, along with Carl Banks on the stop. And Warner now 7 carries, 13 yards.
And he has taken an awful lot of heat in Seattle for not getting the job done. But you can see that Carl Banks is there almost to take the handoff. Watch from the left-hand side of the screen. Fenner is supposed to block Banks. Kurt Warner barely takes a step, and Banks is there to assist on the tackle.
It is a 3rd down. And 8 from the 27. Stoffer just bloofs one, and it's intercepted. Mark Collins on the intercept. His 2nd of the season, and Stoffer picked off for the 2nd time today.
Well, Chuck Knox changed quarterbacks for several reasons. 1, he wanted a fresh look. 2, his quarterback had thrown 14 interceptions. That's Dave Craig, and now Kelly Stoffer comes in. 1 goes through Scansey's hands in the first half. And this one, I think Stoffer feels the pressure. It's just looped up there. That's a play that Dave Craig makes. He tries to invent things out there at the quarterback spot. This one, Collins there to make the interception.
The Giants first out at the 19. Anderson cutting inside for a short yardage pickup, perhaps 3. Jacob Green and Darren Como on the stop. And there is Mark Collins. Strained a knee, sat out most of the second half last week against the Rams. Said he's fine, and he has gone the distance thus far today. It is a 2nd down and 8 on the 17. Anderson, change of direction. So O.J. cutting to his left, met by Jeff Bryant, the right defensive end.
O.J. Anderson, Otis Jerome. Our O.J. is Orenthal James. Yesterday in the locker room after their practice, I was talking to O.J. and he said, I lift weights on my legs during the season and also on my shoulders so I can accept the hits. But being the elder statesman on this ball club, he takes a lot of kidding from a lot of people, and basically he says that Parcells is always picking on him. Parcells says, "Can you play in the cold?" And O.J. fires back, "Coach, can you coach in the cold?"
It's a 3rd down and 3. And Anderson stopped behind the line by Jacob Green, but a flag has been thrown.
Here we go again. This Seattle bend but not break defense. Holding offense. This is absolutely amazing. The Giants have been down here all the time in this game. They can't get the ball in the end zone.
And there is another factor here today. You have to feel
number 84 decline, 4th down.
the hold on Zeke Mowatt. You have to feel that Bill Parcells has very little confidence in his rookie place kicker, Bjarne Nitmo. At one point, Parcells was considering going with both Allegre, who's out with a bruised thigh, and Nitmo, just in case Allegre felt better, then decided not to take up 2 roster spots, so went with Nitmo, who missed earlier from 27. This will be a 32-yard attempt. Bad snap again, and Nitmo puts it through.
Well, that's a big kick, not only for Nitmo, but for the Giants, because Allegre is on the injured reserve list. This kid, or somebody else who is not presently with the Giants, is the Giants kicker for the rest of the year.
Unless Bill Parcells changes his mind, Bob.
Whoa! This is Just a Life by Black & Decker. Quality tools that go at the top of everyone's gift list. And by the exciting, innovative, unconventional new Spirit of Dodge.
So a 32-yard field goal by that man, the rookie Bjarne Nitmo. Talking about the trepidation on the part of Bill Parcells concerning Nitmo yesterday. He said, well, nobody heard of Madonna until she walked up there on stage. I never thought of it in those terms, though, Bob. Here's Hollis on the return. You see the flag thrown, and Hollis taken out of bounds. Greg Jackson with the aggressive move, a 10-yard return, but a penalty marker is down. Giants now lead it by the score.
Holding, number 59, 10 yards, 1st down.
Brian Williams called.
Here's the field goal attempt. Again, this ball is snapped high, but the holder, Rutledge, does a great job. And Nitmo finally makes his first NFL field goal, and Bill Parcells, I'm sure, is feeling a lot better.
Check that Joe Kane called on that penalty. And the Seahawks start out from the 12. We're told that Seattle fullback John L. Williams has that right ankle being x-rayed and probably will not return.
They spotted the ball in the wrong spot, Mar. They're going to move it back 10 yards from the spot where the infraction took place.
They had originally marked it down at the 12. Getting back to the point you made, Nitmo will be here for the entire season. You know, Parcells was telling us that he was also considering one-time Giant Ali Haji Sheik and might have gone with the Sheik if the Giants were on the road and playing on grass as Kurt Warner gets the call. The inside linebacker Johnny Cooks making the stop, checking on what the Sheik is doing these days. He is in the area working as a car salesman. He says he has stayed in shape. He kicks about 2 or 3 times a week. Says some people play tennis or golf. I like to kick.
Yeah, but the story, the rumor around Giant Stadium is that when you buy a car from Ali Haji Sheik, it always seems to pull left.
Oh, cruel, Bob. Get out of here. It's 2nd down and 5 at the 15. Look out.
That's a fumble.
It carries through.
That's a safety.
It will be a safety. Don't check that, though, with Mike Merriweather, but it is a safety. Leonard Marshall with the big hit. His 7th sack of the season.
That's the first sack of the day.
And Stauffer shaken up on the play, as you might understand.
Marshall 70 on Andy Heck 66. Between him and Bailey 65. And Marshall just consumes him. And of course that ball going through the end zone. Safety. The Seahawks will kick off at the 20. There's Stauffer being attended to by the, looks like they're looking at his neck. There's Fred White with the call.
Kickoff from the 20.
So that leads to the free kick. Kelly Stauffer taking that big hit from Leonard Marshall. And here is David Craig getting ready. Leonard Marshall suffering rib damage against the Rams last week. There was a question as to whether he would see action, but he has played all the way.
High school.
Back at Giants Stadium, Giants converting on a safety for a 12-0 lead. The free kick by the punter, Ruben Rodriguez. Took a good hop from Meggett. Meggett churning away, stopped across the 40, 12-yard return. Rufus Porter, who has been quiet to this point, making the tackle.
Here's the anatomy of the sack. Here's Bailey right here. Johnny Cooks looks like he's going to blitz. And since they man-to-man block on Seattle's offense, Marshall jumps outside, goes inside, and Andy Heck misjudges where he's going to be. Bam! He is right in the face to Kelly Stauffer. Bailey cannot help because it's man-to-man pass protection, and it's a 2 points. The safety and the Giants again have possession, and his neck is hurt.
So the Giants have scored on a touchdown, an extra point, a field goal, and a safety. We've only been spared a rouge. Sims goes sideline. At the marker, the catch by Odessa Turner, and he took a shot. Patrick Hunter, the right corner, with the hit on Turner.
Turner, the widest receiver out there. You see the man-to-man coverage. And when he is put down on the ground, he is definitely put down on the ground. He gets the first down, and then it's a, looks like Greco-Roman wrestling there, but the first down for the Giants. Look at that.
A first down at the Seattle 47. Play action. Sims again with the tie. Oh, Lee Roussan could not get to it. Covered by inside linebacker David Wyman. It'll be a 2nd and 10 at the 47.
Marv, Lee Roussan makes a big mistake here as a receiver. He jumps. You shouldn't jump. You keep running. Keep running as best you possibly can because you're going to cover more ground running than jumping up in the air. If he accelerates, you might be able to make that catch.
And Sims had completed 6 straight passes before that. Incompletion. Important game for Bill Parcells and the Giants. They come in 8-2. The Eagles winning earlier, coming from behind to defeat the Minnesota Vikings. Sims with the dump off for Moak. Picked up 9 on the play. Stopped by outside linebacker Joe Kane. Houston opening up a 20-7 lead in the 3rd. Warren Moon throwing his 2nd touchdown of the day. San Francisco has tied Green Bay, and the Rams all over Phoenix now 24-0. Lansford adding a 27-yard field goal. Well, Stauffer and Craig are both loosening up. Kelly Stauffer replacing David Craig today, making his first start of the season. 3rd down and 2.
He didn't make it.
Now Maurice Carthon looks to be short. The hole closed by Darren Como.
One of the reasons why Seattle is so good in these short yardage situations is they slant. You can see Joe Nash, 72, gets right through there crawling. They've done a great job on short yardage, but I'd be shocked if Parcells didn't go for it on 4th down. They got the extra big people in there. Giants have had great success on 4th down. They're 1 for 2 today.
And succeeded on the quarterback sneak as Hostetler came on in the fake punt alignment.
I bet they're running left. Yep. Carthon.
And he has the first down inside the 35-yard line.
Bill, you made it. What's he mad about?
He is upset about something, calling one of his players over.
This is a great block up front. Watch O.J. Anderson lead block here. He does a great job of stopping Wyman 92 That's an excellent job up front also by Roberts, 66. Just overpowering Seattle's defense.
And a first down at the Seahawk 33. Anderson tried to change direction but could not. Gang tackled Tony Woods and Darren Como making the stop. It's been a very angry week for Bill Parcells. We mentioned earlier that the first thing he told us yesterday was, we stink. He did not want this game to slip away. I know that is what he told his players. Did not want them to take the Seahawks too lightly, coming off the wipeout at the hands of the LA Rams last week in Anaheim. And with Chuck Knox, one was able to keep the score down, and with the new field goal kicker in Nitmo, did not want to take any chances about complacency. Sims goes down for the first time. Tony Woods should get credit for the sack.
Now, Marv, continuing your story about the angry week with Bill Parcells, Friday after practice, when everything is done, he blows his whistle and just says 9:30 tomorrow, gentlemen, and the team just hoots and hollers. Hey, Bill, you can't do that. Come on, Bill. This is a big week. We can't quit now. We got to practice more. They're just yelling, screaming as they're going into the tunnel back to the locker room. So his players using a little psych on the coach, the way the coach uses his psych on the players.
Normally he would talk to the club, and he just walked away instead, and that was upsetting to his ball club. Lionel Manuel not able to come up with it, covered by the left corner, Dwayne Harper. And a fourth down punting situation for Landeta.
See, Manuel was isolated here with Harper. This ball's underthrown by Phil Sims.
And Landeta now will punt for the first time. He did come on earlier. That was the fake punt that led to the shift and the quarterback sneak. That's Hollis back deep.
And Reasons is the up back, so there's no fake here.
It's a 4th and 15. Landeta looks to angle.
Oh, that's a good punt. That's a good one.
Oh, beauty. He puts it inside the 10, a 31-yarder, but forget the distance. It was placed beautifully. 6:44 to go. Welcome back to Giants Stadium as you look at John L. Williams. I guess he won't play anymore today.
Sprained right ankle, had it x-rayed. He's definitely out.
And the Seahawks now first down from the 8 off that good punt by Landeta. And Warner picks up a couple. Kurt Warner continues to have his difficulty. Several sides to this, though. The offensive line has had its problems. 3 of the offensive linemen holdouts coming in late. Seattle also hurt by the fact that they lost a host of valuable Plan B free agents.
Maybe the 2 most important ones were the tight ends, too, Tyson Spagnola, because now they can't run outside without those tight ends. They got to run between the tackles.
2nd down and 7 at the 11.
We got a busted formation here. Finner's supposed to be on the other side. Kurt Warner was motioning to him. So he had a tight end and a fullback on the same side. So Stauffer takes the timeout.
Derek Fenner seeing his first extended action because of that injury suffered by John L. Williams, so they had to take the timeout. The late signing of the holdout offensive lineman Edwin Bailey, Ron Mattis, Ryan Millard contributing greatly to Seattle's poor play. And you mentioned the losses to a Plan B, Mike Tice and John Spagnola, along with center Blair Bush, kick return man Bobby Edmonds, and that has all hurt this club. A reminder tonight on NBC, you can triple your fun when the magical world of Disney presents Parent Trap Hawaiian Honeymoon, followed by the family comedies Sister Kate and My Two Dads. And then Raymond Burr is back in an all-new Perry Mason mystery movie, The Case of the All-Star Assassin. A world premiere movie tonight, right here on NBC. 2nd down, 7 at the 11. Stauffer with the screen. Fenner has the first down out at the 20-yard line. He took the hit from left corner Mark Collins.
Well, you can sure see the problem that Seattle has had all season long, demonstrated here. They can't seem to get the ball deep down the field. Now, Stauffer has a very, very strong arm, but he's throwing it underneath. He's throwing it underneath to the running backs, to the receivers underneath. Blades was the leading receiver coming into the game. John L. Williams was second. Early down throws, they're just not getting yardage down the field. They're not stretching the defense.
And Blades with only one catch for 12 yards. First down at the 20. 82 Scansey in motion. Stauffer again, short range. Nice catch by Fenner. Ball was thrown low, able to come up with it. Johnny Cooks on the stop. Short of the first down. Derek Fenner, rookie out of North Carolina. Good size, 6'3", 230.
Now, this is a team that won the American Football Conference Western Division last year, 9-7. This is a good team. I think this is a good team that's played poorly for a lot of different reasons. I don't know that you can poke the finger in one group's eye and say they're the problem. You see Warner tapping Kelly Stauffer on the rear end. It's a very proud football team, but they're just totally out of sync so far this season.
Second down and 3. And here is Warner on the fake reverse. And it does not work. Run out by Guyton. Well, you say they're a good team. I think it's past tense. They were a good team. A lot of guys missing, Bob. It's a different ball club.
That's true. But I still think Kurt Warner is an excellent running back. I still think John L. Williams is a great combination runner and pass receiver.
But not this year.
You're right. But when things start to go against you as a football team, you go out like 45 spokes of a wheel. You get distance between the players. When you win, everybody goes towards the center. And I mean, it's true of the coaching staff too. You're questioning everything you do.
Third down and 3. Largent in motion. Well, Largent tried a one-handed pass thrown off the mark. Perry Williams in the coverage of Steve Largent. And it will be a punt situation for Ruben Rodriguez. Around the scoreboard, Houston with that big lead. Green Bay, San Francisco tied. Rams maintaining the large lead on Phoenix. And this Thursday it will get underway with NFL Live. Special presentation as the Cleveland Browns go up against Detroit. Our Thanksgiving Day football special. That is Meggett back. Rodriguez punting for the second time. And not a good one. One-yard punt, little pushing and shoving between Greg Cox, the special team specialist for the Giants, and a couple of the Seahawks. Darren Miller, backup linebacker, involved. We'll be right back.
Dodge salutes those who strive for victory with this edition of
Take over, 4:11 remaining. Third quarter, Giants 12, Seahawks nothing. First down at the 44. And Sims has the tight end cross wide open. And he fumbles. It is recovered by the Seahawks. Nesby Glasgow, the strong safety, on the recovery as Howard Cross took the hit, but there is a flag thrown. Eugene Robinson, the free safety, making that hit.
That flag was very late, like after the interception. Helping, assisting the interceptor, picking him up, which is a penalty against the offense.
We have assisting the runner, number 53, 10 yards, first down.
Sims again has plenty of time to throw this ball. Cross makes the nice tackle, and then Robinson with the hit. 41, bounces it right away. Now watch, it looks like somebody picks him up. And when they pick him up, that's a penalty.
Yeah.
David Wyman picks him up, 92, and that's a 5-yard penalty. Big deal.
That's one you rarely see, assisting the runner. And so Cross coughed it up. Kelly Stauffer checking out the first down at the 19 and off the mark. He's been off. Derek Fenner, the intended receiver.
Yeah, but now wait a minute. I think that's on Fenner. He stopped the pattern and looked back at Kelly Stauffer. Stauffer's telling him, keep running, keep running. And the first down play selection by the Seattle Seahawks, which I think is a key to part of their problem, run. Only 2 passes. I mean, that's just out of balance. I know you want to establish the run, but they do it from eye, they do it from split. They don't trick anybody on that first down. Last week they averaged like 2.9 yards per carry total.
Out of the 17-7 loss to the Cleveland Browns at home. Oh, what a catch in a crowd made by the backup tight end, Travis McNeil. He is the rookie from Tennessee, Chattanooga. He picked up 11 and a first down for Seattle. And for McNeil, his first NFL catch.
McNeil, the tight end, I mean, you can understand why they don't cover him. He's sitting right here. He just runs down and out, and Stauffer has the time and finds him, and then he plays pinball with him. We've got an injured player on the field, but look at the crowd. That is a nice catch by the tight end. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys to finally get him down, and Mark Collins is the New York Giant on the ground.
Terry Kennard also came limping off that play. We're down to 3.5 to go in this third quarter when we resume. First down for Seattle from their 32-yard line. Earlier, Mark Collins came up with an interception. He suffered a strained knee last week, sat out most of the second half. A reminder, next Sunday, join NBC Sports for more football action starting 12:30 Eastern Time with NFL Live, hosted by Bob and OJ, and then most of you will see a rematch of last season's AFC Championship game. Cincinnati Bengals traveling to Buffalo. The Bills losing earlier today to the New England Patriots. Others will see the Seahawks and Denver, plus regional action. And it gets underway with NFL Live. Bob Costas, OJ Simpson, plus the Insiders, starting at 12:30 Eastern Time. And there is Collins headed to the sideline. Capacity crowd here at Giant Stadium. Only 2,000 no-shows, but it's been a quiet crowd. First of all, the game has not been a thriller. Secondly, a little bit nippy, 35 degrees, so it's tough to make noise wearing gloves.
They may also be worn out from cheering for this team in the first half. They so dominated. They didn't score, but they dominated.
Marking in motion. And the acceleration by Elroy Harris, who has replaced Kurt Warner. Chuck Knox telling us that he would go with Harris if Warner does not produce here today, and that has been the case. Harris is a 5'9", 218-pound rookie from Easton, Kentucky. He has not touched the ball prior to this carry since the opening game against Philadelphia. That only his second NFL carry. Second down 7 as he picked up 3. Seattle from their 35. And Stauffer almost picked off again. Pass intended for the tight end, Donnie D, with the strong safety, Myron Guyton, having a shot at it.
Pass rush now becoming a factor for the Giants. Stauffer had very little time to set up for that particular play. And again, Marv, he's not even looking downfield. The Seahawks are not even trying plays downfield. They're all in the 6 to 8 to 10 yard distance, and now they've got another 3rd down and 7 situation.
Mark Collins, we're told, suffered a strained knee once again. 3rd down, 7 from the 35. Again, short range. Warner, the intended receiver, and you saw the flag come flying. Adrian White talking about it with Fred Wyatt.
I think they got Andy Heck, the offensive left tackle, holding on Lawrence Taylor.
We have no flag. The official inadvertently threw the flag. Incomplete pass.
It sure looked like Andy Heck pulled LT to the ground. You can see LT coming on the pass rush now. Heck, see there when he throws him down. I thought that's what the flag was for, but there is no flag. 4th down.
Not that It is the determining factor as to how Lawrence plays today when we look back at this game, but we have not called his name frequently this afternoon. Coming off a quiet game with the Rams staying away from his side of the field last week. Rodriguez to punt from the 20. Meggett on the back pedal. Nice moves by Meggett. A beautiful run by the rookie from Towson State, Dave Meggett. A 49-yard punt, but it goes down as a -1 because Meggett ran it back for 50.
Once he gets through that first stream of tacklers, there's nobody left. Now, the thing you have to admire about Meggett is he gets up in there. Some guys will jump to the outside. No, he goes right through all of them. 2 guys miss him. He breaks to the outside, and Rodriguez gets into his back pedal. Finally on the sideline, you see the hit. Might have even called a face mask penalty. They didn't on Melvin Jenkins.
Giants first down at the Seattle 35. Anderson dancing for some yardage. 12-0 Giants lead the Seahawks as we come up on 2 minutes remaining in this third quarter. Check of the complete NFL scoreboard. Kansas City, Cleveland, a 10-10 tie. Cincinnati, big over Detroit. Pittsburgh, come from behind victory over San Diego. Miami knocks off Dallas. New England defeating Buffalo up in Foxborough. Philadelphia coming from behind to beat Minnesota. Tampa Bay over Chicago, making it a sweep of the season series. New Orleans knocks off Atlanta. We'll check out the later scores after the play. Second down and 6. Sims with all kinds of time has Carthon. And a flag is thrown. Carthon on a 16-yard reception, stopped by the left corner, Dwayne Harper.
On the defense, play will stand. Well, personality of this game is pretty much established early on for Seattle. They could not muster a great deal of offense. The Giants dominate, wear down the Seattle defense, and now
He never used the hands for the face mask. Number 77 declined. First down.
That's Jeff Bryant. And unfortunately for Chuck Knox and his coaching staff and his players, this is a game film they've watched before.
Yes, Seattle comes in with a record of 4-6. They have dropped 3 of their last 4. Giants first down at the 15. Anderson cutting back in, stopped at the line. Joe Kane, the outside linebacker, first-year player from Oregon Tech, making the stop on Anderson. Otis Anderson had a good first half. And thus far, 65 yards on 20 carries, just under 1 minute remaining in this third quarter. Giants come in at 8-2. They are a game and a half in front of Philadelphia, with the Eagles knocking off Minnesota earlier in the day. Sims with a bullet, and Cross could not hang on. Well, Cross caught a touchdown earlier, but he's had a tough time in the third quarter. He coughed one up, and he should have had that one.
You see Phil Simms, come on, catch that ball. Yeah, this is a little drag pattern run by the tight end. It's a simple reception. This ball seems to eat Cross up, gets to him, and just slides right through his hands. Now, Bill Parcells told us, he said, we got a great blocking tight end in Cross. But now we know why he doesn't throw him the ball much.
It is a 3rd and 10 at the 15. Sims going end zone, deflected. Flag is down in the end zone.
Wait a minute, that ball was tipped, though. Once that ball is tipped, then contact with the receiver is allowed. The ball was tipped. You can see when the officials say ball was tipped. Then you can mug them.
It was the free safety, Eugene Robinson, with the deflection.
The ball was tipped. There is no penalty.
The intended receiver was Stephen Baker. He runs the deep slant. When he cuts inside, It's Melvin Jenkins that has the coverage on him. Eugene Robinson, 41, tips the ball. The official throws the flag correctly, but once it's tipped, all bets are off.
And now a 32-yard attempt by the rookie kicker, Bjarne Nittmo. He missed earlier from 27. He hit from 35, and this one is right there.
Whoa, he bladed it through there, but he made it.
So he's hit 2 of 3 and has extended the Giant lead to 15-0 with 32 seconds left in the third.
You know, that ball looked more like the trajectory and the spiral of a punt than it did a place kick. I don't know how he does this, but Rutledge again, a good job on the placement. Yeah, I'm 2 for 3. I can play in the NFL.
Well, Bjarne Nittmo did not try any field goals during preseason. He was signed as a free agent. He was 7 for 7 in extra points. He did attempt one in a preseason scrimmage against the Jets and hit from 45 plus, but it was a flutter ball, I'm told. Very similar to this one.
Absolutely. They're twins then. The one he made in that scrimmage and that one are related.
He was on the Giants developmental squad until last Monday. He was released then, and then when Raul Alegre strained his right thigh, Nittmo re-signed. Bill Parcells giving him the nod only yesterday. And a good kickoff. Yeah, he's been an excellent kickoff man. That has been his strength. And the crowd reacts.
Well, that's his first one in the end zone of the day. So now Bjorn is feeling a little more like Borg than Nittmo. You know, hey, I can play this game. I'm a professional.
What is this accent you're giving? Is it Swedish or Southern, Bob? I'm trying to figure this out.
Southern Swedish.
I see.
I got all of that one. Yeah.
Bjorn getting a little carried away here now.
Well, 2 for 3, you know.
Well, Raul Alegre in his 10 games only put 2 in the end zone.
He gets a big check this week, Marv. I'd be firing my fingers out there too.
First down from the 20, and Stauffer with the sideline pass, and it is called complete. Brian Blades with only his second catch of the day. It goes for 18 yards.
I think the official on the sideline is ruling if he's allowed to come down, he comes down in bounds, but he's shoved out, and therefore the reception is going to stand. It's Perry Williams who hits him. And it looks like, well, I don't know how you rule that, but
that's a tough call. You're visualizing what you feel would happen.
They're looking at it again, where they're looking for irrefutable evidence, and they're trying to judge whether or not Blades would have come down inbounds or not without the push in the back by Perry Williams.
Brian Blades has had an outstanding season. He's been quiet today. He comes in to today's play, second in the AFC behind Andre Reed.
First down.
And the play will stand.
That's tough. That goes either way. The way they call it on the field, I think, is the way it stands.
First down from the 39. And the straight ahead move by Fenner. And he is close to the first down. Lawrence Taylor, Byron Guyton on the stop. The clock is running down as we come to the end of the third quarter. So here at the New Jersey Meadowlands, Giants 15, Seahawks nothing after 3. Here the Skins game. Jack Nicklaus, Lee Trevino, joining Curtis Strange and the defending champion Ray Floyd in this event that could be a situation where one punt could be worth $450,000. The Skins game next week on NBC. Elroy Harris taking the hit and then run back. That giant assault led by left defensive end John Washington. Seattle Seahawks have crossed the 50 only once thus far today. We're just getting underway in the fourth quarter. The Seahawks are trailing the Giants by the score of 15-0. And it is a first down now just shy of midfield.
Oh, look at this. This is really ugly. And of course, you did a game last week against Cleveland. Same numbers.
Similar difficulties for the Seahawks. Stauffer dumps it off. Harris running hard. Gary Reasons getting him down. Elroy Harris in preseason scored a touchdown on a 1-yard plunge and then did a backflip. Chuck Knox said that's not a good idea. If you run 60 yards, you can do the flip. So Harris said to Knox, what if I go 60 and I don't score? And Chuck Knox told us, he said, I'll do the flip.
Yeah, well, the way this team has played through this season, there's going to be very few back flips. I mean, they've scored 17 points in the last 2 games, shut out to this point.
Second down 3 at the 42 as they finally get past midfield. Tight end Travis McNeil. Very tough to bring down. Some hard running by both McNeil and Harris. McNeil with his second catch of the day and second of his career. He went for 9 yards.
He's a horse when he gets that ball in his hands. He does not want to go down. But Stauffer once again, and the Seahawks once again. This is a very short pattern. You see the setup, quick set, throw to McNeil, Reasons 55, hits him, Guyton 29 hits him. This guy likes catching the ball and running with it.
And he has a first down at the Giant 34. Stauffer again going short. Blades is stopped inside the 30 by Terry Kennard.
Well, you see the interesting choice by the Giants. They're not giving up. They came with a corner blitz there, and Kennard had to go over on the coverage.
Our check of the later games. Houston in front of the Raiders in the 3rd. Green Bay and San Francisco tied at 14. And the Rams with that 27-7 lead in the 4th quarter. Second down and 4 from the 28. Seahawks trailing the Giants 15-0. Inside handoff for Fenner. So Chuck Knox going here in the 4th quarter with the combination of rookies Derek Fenner and Elroy Harris. John L. Williams injured. He is back in civilian clothes on the sideline. Kurt Warner was taken out, replaced by Harris. Thanksgiving Day. Join NFL Live at a special time that is 12 noon Eastern for a holiday tradition. That's football from the Motor City Detroit Lions hosting the Cleveland Browns, led by Bernie Kosar, Webster Slaughter. That'll be Thanksgiving Day here on NBC, starting with NFL Live at noon. 3rd down and 2, and Stauffer has the first down and some more, combining with Largent for an 11-yard reception.
Absolutely astounds me that an offense that calls itself ground chuck in 3rd down and short situation, they go with the 4 wide receiver set and they throw the ball. This once again 1-2-3 set. Wait for the quick slant by Largent. You see between Williams on the outside and Sheldon White on the inside. Nice reception for another first down.
Seahawks at the Giant 14. Biggest threat of the day for Seattle. Here's Harris. And he's hit for the loss by Carl Banks. It's been a strong game for Banks. He's turned it from a disappointing season. Just wasn't his usual intimidating self last year following a Pro Bowl campaign.
That's Donnie D, the tight end on him. Banks named a co-captain this year along with Lawrence Taylor, and I said, well, it took him a while, and he said, well, Harry Carson had to retire. They thought the old man would never, ever get out of there. He is a real player. People run away from Lawrence Taylor, and they got their hands full with this kid.
Second down, 13 at the 17. Play action. Stauffer looking around, couldn't find anybody, stripped of the ball, but it may have been called in the grasp. Leonard Marshall will get credit. And Marshall with his second sack of the day to make it 8.5 for the season.
He came into the ball game with bruised ribs. Parcells and his coaching staff concerned that Leonard Marshall may not be at full strength, but Taylor is the first guy that flushes him. He tries to knock the ball out of Stauffer's hand, and then Leonard Marshall gets him, and at that point, Fred Wyatt calls it the sack.
And this sets up a third at about 25. And it is incomplete. Intended for Jeff Chadwick.
Chadwick didn't even look. You see, I think that's the problem you face when you have a guy like Kelly Stauffer, who for 9 weeks of the season plays Bernie Kosar, John Elway, Phil Simms, and everybody else, and then 1 week you start him, and suddenly he's throwing to receivers that he hasn't thrown to all season.
And now Norm Johnson will attempt from 43. Earlier he missed from 35. The angle is to the left. Largent, the holder. So Johnson puts it through to spoil the shutout bid. Giants 15, Seahawks 3, 9:08 to go in the fourth. We'll be back after these words from your local station.
Tillman. Well, I think if I'm Seattle, down by that score with 9:08 left, I contemplate an onside kick here, Marv. Let's see what happens.
All right, here is the approach by Johnson.
Nope.
Boots away. And the return by Dave Meggett. Penalty flag down. Meggett out to the 28-yard line. Wayne Hopper on the stop. It's a 30-yard kickoff return. Like Tillman was upset on the coverage as Meggett has run well all day long.
Yeah, but the flag is against the Giants, so he can't be too upset.
We have illegal block in the back, number 36 declined. We have low block, number 82, half the distance, and first down.
82 is Ingram. You see Ingram at the top of the screen almost tries to cut the player, and that's illegal. You can't block below the waist.
So Phil Simms first down from the 10-yard line. Anderson trying to cut and was not allowed to. David Wyman was right there. Wyman in his third season out of Stanford. Came into his own last year after a shoulder injury. Slowed Brian Bosworth, who is through for the rest of this season.
Well, has this guy gone through some problems? Dislocated knee when he was in college. Shoulder surgery.
He was actually a throwaway in a trade with the 49ers last year. He failed the 49er physical, and then the trade was called off. Here he is back with the Seahawks, second and 11 on the 9. Anderson. The Giants hearing it from the crowd. Penalty marker down as Bryant made the stop on Anderson, and the Giants now having their difficulties. It is against the Giants.
I mean, I don't think Bill Parcells wants any kind of turnover here. He'll take his chances with Landeta and the punting team. He just doesn't want any kind of turnover for Seattle to get some spark.
Holding, number 65, decline, third down.
That's the center, Bart Oates, called for the hold.
I'll tell you what, though, those guys up front, the big guys for the Giants, they've done a whale of a job today. They have dominated the line of scrimmage and really controlled the game for the Giants. So give them that credit.
Oates at center, Robertson Moore at the guards, Riesenberg and Elliott at the tackles. Simms throwing on the run. Oates cover, had it knocked away. And let's wait till they unravel.
Well, it appeared to me that Mark Ingram comes up with the football. No, it's Manuel gets up. I think Mark Ingram has it.
And the officials don't want the players around as they discuss it. You see the penalty marker down to the left, lower left of your screen. Phil Simms attempting to provide his point of view. 7:36 to go, fourth quarter. Giants 15, Seahawks 3.
I like this when the officials get together, and as opposed to making the call and making it quickly, they get together. What'd you see? What'd you see? What'd you see? And then try to discuss it with everybody. Now, it looked to me like when the reception was first made, it looked to me like the receiver was out of bounds. If not, he was very close to it. This is Odessa Turner. No, he's in bounds. His second foot was down, so that's a reception. 20. We have what?
5 yards, and it's fourth down.
The announcement by Fred Wyatt, which, as you can see, not appreciated by Phil Simms. He's saying 5 yards.
Wait a minute. I think what he's saying, I think what Fred Wyatt said, and maybe the replay booth can attest to this, I think it appeared to the officials that he threw the ball forward on purpose. And that's illegally advancing the ball. And therefore, it's a 5-yard penalty and makes it fourth down. I think that's what Fred Wyatt and his crew are saying.
In effect, a lateral that went forward.
Yeah. Turner makes the catch.
Yeah.
And I think someone feels like he's trying to advance the ball forward. Now, the replay booth can help him on this, but on penalties like this, I'm not sure the replay booth has any call. The replay booth, I think, can help, but that's why Simms and Bill Parcells are protesting so much.
And we are waiting to hear what the interpretation is by the replay booth, what exactly they are discussing, what aspect of this play, and that will determine whether they can actually have an effect on what is taking place.
Now remember, the replay booth in most instances involving a penalty cannot be called, but that is definitely a catch. And then it appears to me, and I can understand why the official would feel like that the ball had been thrown forward.
We have a fumble instead of an illegal forward pass.
I think replay helped them on that. It's a first down.
First down.
Yep. That's a good call, but I can understand the official. It appeared that he did try to advance the ball forward. That's Dick Maxwell, the communicator, and Fritz Graff is the replay guy. And Fred Wyatt and his crew, I think, did an excellent job there. They got together. They decided exactly what was what.
And the end result ruling is a 12-yard reception and the fumble recovered by the Giants. And now we get that ruling from the booth.
Yeah, see, the side judge is talking to Parcells, and I think the side judge is saying, looked to me like he tried to advance it forward. He said there's no pass involved.
But it's a first down at the 24. Giants maintain possession. Carthon for a very short advance. Green and Wyman on the stop. Giants 15, Seahawks 3. Clock is running. 7:15 left in the fourth quarter. It will be a second down and 8 at the 26. Now Anderson and Meggett are in the lineup, although Meggett is splitting wide to the right side. The lone deep back is Anderson. Simms throwing the middle for Moak. And he short of the first down, and with the extracurricular action, a flag is thrown. Joe Kane had the wraps to make the tackle.
Well, I think Seattle is beginning to lose their cool a little bit. Dwayne Harper kind of takes a shot. This has been a frustrating 5 or 6 weeks for the Seattle Seahawks.
On the defense, that is a 5 yards, and it is a first down.
The ball just isn't bouncing right for Seattle. Nothing they try to do seems to accomplish much.
Well, one Seattle writer calculated that every 6 plays, the Seahawks offense messes up. They've had 25 drop passes, 28 sacks, 15 holds, 29 fumbles, 13 by David Craig, 7 on the center exchange. So they have had a host of problems. Giants in command on the ground, in command every way statistically. First down at the 38. Off the pitch, Tillman. Tillman ran well in the first half. Stopped by the nose tackle, Roy Hart. Hart came up with 2 sacks last week against the Cleveland Browns. 4-yard gain. It'll be a 2nd down and 6 at the 42. Houston leading 23-7 over the Raiders. Green Bay and San Francisco tied at 14 in the 4th, and the Rams with that 30-7 lead over Phoenix. So the Rams on their way to making it 2 straight after losing 4 in a row. Here at Giants Stadium, Giants 15, Seahawks 3. Marv Albert with Bob Trumpy on a cool, crisp night in the New Jersey Meadowlands. Again, the rookie from Jackson State, Lewis Tillman, the ball carrier, Nesby Glasgow on the stop.
Marv, a big problem that Seattle's had over the last 2 or 3 weeks is the number of plays. They've run 46 today. Giants have run 64. You can see the problem. I mean, if you average 5 yards per play in the game, that's only 200 yards of offense. Last week they got 155. It's just not working offensively, and it's putting a great deal of pressure on this defense. Tom Catlin's defense, the guy in the silver jacket.
3rd down and 2 for the Giants. And Sims going left and right, and then threw it away. Took a hit, the crowd reacting. They felt a late hit from Rufus Porter, but no flag has been thrown.
They kind of tangled feet. He didn't really throw him down. They kind of tangled feet. Porter, the pass rush specialist for the Seattle Seahawks, and after Sims lets the ball go, Porter really lets up on him, but they just kind of fall over each other. No damage.
So Sean Landeta answer punt.
They got to try to block a punt here or something, Seattle. They need instant yards.
And Landeta gets away a good one. David Hollis with the fair catch back of the 10. It's a 44-yard punt by Landeta. So Kelly Stoffer back on. We'll be back in a moment.
By Mitsubishi, bringing you a full line of award-winning automobiles. See them all at your Mitsubishi Motors dealer. By Levi's 505 and 506 jeans. And by Anheuser-Busch, we brew our fine quality beers to be enjoyed responsibly. Remember, know when to say when.
Just under 5 minutes to go in this 4th quarter. Seattle taking over back at their 10. They are trailing by the score of 15-3.
Just have not thrown the ball down the field. Most of those yards on receptions, running after they catch the ball.
And Stoffer out of the shotgun, going sideline again, short range. This time Lewis Clark makes the catch, bumped out by Myron Guyton. Giants getting on the board in the first quarter. 16-yard pass, Sims to the tight end Cross. No scoring in the second quarter. 32-yard field goal by the rookie Bjorn Nitmo. Safety for Leonard Marshall made it 12-0. Nitmo again from 32 yards for a 15-0 lead after 3. And in the 4th, it was Norm Johnson connecting on a 42-yard field goal to cut it to 15-3.
Look at this defense. 2 guys down, 2 guys up for the Giants.
2nd down and 4. Stoffer had the time and has a first down with Scanzi. It's a 10-yard reception for Paul Scanzi. Time running down, though, on the Seahawks. 4:35 remaining. And they're trailing by 12 points. The swing, and Kurt Warner took a good pop out near the 35, hit by Perry Williams and Adrian White. It'll be a 2nd down and 5 for Seattle. And and they have just called for a timeout. Ellie Stauffer, in his second year out of Colorado State, over to talk with Chuck Knox. We'll take a break. Back after this. Remaining, they had a waste one earlier on that involved with the rookie running back Derek Fenner.
Chuck Knox does not appear to be a very happy man.
Second down and 5 for the Seahawks from their 35. Stauffer.
Oh, you see what he did there?
Pass intended for Largent.
See, this once again, when you have someone who is standing on the sideline for 9 weeks. Now watch how he short legs this throw. He throws it right into the ground, but watch what he does when he starts to throw it. The Giants come with a blitz. Now watch what he does. See the way he steps and he just stops. He doesn't follow through, and that ball goes right into the ground. Now that's the chance you take when you go 9 weeks with one quarterback and then you bring on another.
And he now looks at a third down 5. He could not hang on as he took the hit from number 39, Sheldon White. And it's a quickie series here for Seattle. There's White, second-year man from Miami of Ohio.
58 yards.
The story for the day, 16 for 29, 155 yards. Ineffective performance.
Yes, I mean, and I don't know that you can blame it on Kelly Stauffer. This offense, this offense is just totally out of whack.
Rodriguez punting for the 4th time. Meggett, who has had a good day, out to the 20, 30, 40. Another terrific run back by Dave Meggett. 49-yard punt, 35-yard return. He was finally angled out of bounds by Melvin Jenkins.
Seahawks pride themselves and have for years on good special teams play. But Dave Meggett has had a couple of big kickoff returns and a couple of big punt returns. Nothing's working for Seattle. Not just today, but for about the last month.
And a look at the lineup tonight here on NBC following the Giants in Seattle. Gets underway with the Magical World of Disney presenting Parent Trap Hawaiian Honeymoon. First down midfield. The rookie Tillman. Now check around the NFL, including the early games. Kansas City, Cleveland in a 10-10 tie. Cincinnati walloping Detroit. Pittsburgh beating San Diego. Miami over Dallas. New England knocking off Buffalo. Philadelphia came from behind to beat Minnesota, a game that the Giants were watching. Tampa Bay makes it 2 out of 2 over Chicago this season. New Orleans defeating Atlanta. The late games, Houston on top. Green Bay now leading San Francisco in San Francisco. The Rams are winning big. 3:15 remaining in this 4th quarter. Again, Tillman running for the first down. He picked up 6, and he has had a very impressive day.
Nice basic sweep here by the New York Giants. They run motion one way. Look at that offensive line pull out there. Roberts, 60. 44, Carthon with a good block. Riesenberg, the offensive tackle, 72 with a good block. And then finally, Alonzo Mitz must make the tackle about 8 yards down the field. And there's Tom Catlin in the silver jacket. Again, his defense has been on the field almost all day long. Very little support from their offense.
For the rookie Tillman, his best game in the NFL, 56 yards, 10 carries, picks up a couple more here. David Wyman on the stop, and the clock is running as we approach 2 minutes to go in this 4th quarter. This telecast, presented by authority of the National Football League, it is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Giants and the National Football League is prohibited. And this game is the property of the National Football League. All rights reserved. Down to 2 minutes left in the fourth. Giants with the lead, 15-3. We'll be right back. Away with NFL Live starting at 12 noon. The Browns and the Lions. Right here on NBC, our Thanksgiving Day special. Cleveland and Detroit. Bob Costas, O.J. Simpson with NFL Live preceding the Browns and the Lions. And then on Sunday, NFL Live getting it underway with its normal starting time at 12:30, and a look at the lineup. To go in this fourth quarter, and the Giants leading the Seahawks by the score of 15-3. Second down and 9 for the Giants as we resume. Tillman accelerating as Como and Wyman make the stop, and you see the clock continuing to run. So the Giants on their way to a record of 9-2, and the Eagles not able to pick up any ground despite that victory, a come-from-behind victory over the Minnesota Vikings, and the Seattle Seahawks will dip to 4-7. Seattle next Sunday will be at Denver, while the Giants next week have a Monday night game at San Francisco.
I'd say it's virtually impossible now for the Giants not to make the playoffs, even though Bill Parcells was screaming all week that this was an essential game.
Straight ahead move for the first down for Tillman. He picked up 9. Wyman and Glasgow on the stop. Here's a look at the upcoming Giant schedule following San Francisco. They have a short week, which concerns the Giant coaching staff, going up against the Eagles, then at Denver, home for Dallas and the Los Angeles Raiders. And for Seattle with a very difficult schedule, but they will be just playing it out. Next Sunday at Denver, followed by Buffalo, Cincinnati, the Raiders, and Washington. Timeout called, 50 seconds to go in this fourth quarter.
No.
They will take it.
An essential one, though.
A 15-3 victory over the Seahawks to remain 2 games in front of the Philadelphia Eagles. Now time for the Most Valuable Player Awards, sponsored by Budweiser. And today's MVP is Phil Simms. Had a solid afternoon, not spectacular, but solid. 17 for 25, 195 yards, and the 1 touchdown to the rookie tight end Howard Cross. So Budweiser will make a contribution to the United Way on behalf of all the MVPs selected in today's games. Again, the final, Giants 15, Seattle 3. We'll be back with our final thoughts after this.